Hello, my friend. Welcome to live chat. Woo! Okay, I am actually really excited about this topic today because it's something I've been thinking about for a while. Because, a lot of us have been around the beauty space for a minute and we've seen influencer brands come and go, and, we've seen all of the things happening and things have evolved. And it's so interesting because when the older you get, and I'm not like saying I'm like old by any means, but the older you get, the more it's kind of obvious, the more you can kind of look back on more years, right? But you see more change, and it really does open up this retrospective that you just physically can't have when you're younger because you just don't have enough years behind you in order to see that. That's what's fascinating about being in my 40s is that I get to like see this retrospective because you get to see these cycles happening over and over again and noticing the patterns, right? So with influencer brands, I watched, Makeup Geek launch back in, what was that? That was the first influencer brand back in, what was that? 2010 maybe, something like that. And then it was a few years before another influencer brand launched, and then it was like all these influencers were launching brands, right? And a lot of them are gone at this point. But we also have influencer brands that are doing really well. Like, for example, BK Beauty. We have brand new influencer brands like Marlena just launched Marstay as a fragrance line. So influencer brands are not dead, but I feel like the landscape has changed a lot, and how to make it as an influencer brand is totally different. I feel like than it was back in like 2015, 2016 when Laura Lee Los Angeles and Lunar Beauty, I guess it was 2017, 2018, when Lunar Beauty and Laura Lee Los Angeles launched. Like, I feel like there are specific things that influencer brands need to do in order to survive. And I wanted to talk about that today, with the information that Laura Lee Los Angeles was closing. Because Laura Lee Los Angeles went through some stuff as a brand when they first launched. They went through some stuff. Laura's been through some stuff that affected her brand. But I feel like the way that influencer brands were approached back then, if they're still following that model, are not going to survive. They're just not. And it looks like Laura is pivoting into, if you didn't watch What's Been Makeup this morning, and if you haven't seen Laura's video, she is changing the Minim LA, which was her fashion line. She's changing that into a like body care line. And she's going to keep that, and that's going to stay open and do well. Will hopefully do well. I can't say that it will do well. That's that's going to stay, and that's the one that she's going to run. And everything else, the fashion, the makeup, all of that is going. But in order to make that survive, I have some things and patterns that I've noticed that I just wanted to share. And I wanted to see what the community thought as far as, yes, I see Holo Taco. Holo Taco is doing amazing. I wanted to see what the community thought about these patterns that I'm seeing and see if you're seeing the same things, see if you're seeing different things. So I feel like this topic really lends itself to a live chat format because we have the lovely people that are here live. We'll also have, if you're not watching this live, we'll also have you. You can participate in the comment section down below. It's a great place to have discussion. And I'm looking forward to reading what you have to say as well. So before we get started, I do want to say hello to the people that are here live in the collective brain of makeup awesomeness, who are going to help with this discussion and kind of bring it to that next level. So let's just say good morning very quickly. Good morning, Monica. Monica says, hey, Jen and fam, OMG, finally snagged a lucky bag. I didn't get the XL because dang, that's expensive. LOL. Happy 2025, everyone. I'm so glad you got one, Monica. They really are fun, but it is a gamble. If you aren't familiar with the Beautylish Lucky Bag, I've been getting them every year since 2014, I think. And I open them with my children. I don't know if they will participate this year or not. We will have to see. It really just depends on their mood that day when it gets here. It always launches the day after Christmas and it ships mid-January. So we will see how that goes. I did get an XL again this year. I really enjoyed the XL last year. And yeah, I mean, it's gambling. It's straight up gambling. You could get a bunch of stuff that you do not want, or you could get some amazing things at a significant discount, like thinking, full size Natasha Denona palettes or Danessa Myricks palettes, stuff like that. For significantly less expensive, bougie skincare. Like one year I got Charlotte Tilbury skincare. I got the Miracle Cream or whatever. Like, you can get some really good stuff, but also you can get kind of some bottom of the barrel, like nobody wants this kind of stuff. So that might just not be selling over at Beautylish. So it's totally a gamble. So it's really important to only spend what you're willing to lose. A lot of people are like, you know what? I'm just going to buy on Beautylish with that money the things that I actually want, and I know I'll be happy with that. That's another approach as well. But I always do the lucky bag. I have fun with it. Speaking of that, at the break, I wanted to open this with you guys. I bought a few of these thinking that they were going like limited, like Ulta sold out of these mini brands balls like immediately. And I was like, oh my gosh, they're going to come out with a round 2 and I'm going to be able to resell these on eBay or something stupid. I'm an idiot. So I bought a few of these and I figured we would open this together. I only opened one so far and I was like not impressed. Like, why did I spend $10 on this? So I figured we would open this at the break at the 30-minute mark because I like surprises. I like mystery things. So we'll open it. It's so stupid. It's not worth $10. Don't do it. But since I already spent the money, might as well. Anyway, Jennifer, good morning. Happy Sunday to you. Hello, Christine. Good morning to you. Good morning. Remind me of the crepe. What crepe? Crepe with the power. Good morning in Asheville, North Carolina. Good to see you. Nice, Gigi. Good morning in Minnesota. I loved Minnesota when I visited. Happy Sunday, Sorority. Good to see you. Angie, happy New Year to you. Happy 2025. French fry, happy Sunday. Go Bills. I know nothing. I'll say go Bills too because I legit don't care. So I want you to be happy, therefore. I don't even know what they're playing. Teresa, good morning. Teresa says, hello, everyone. Welcome to the first live chat of 2025. Hope you're doing well. It's currently -13. That's Fahrenheit here in North Dakota. That is wild. Please stay warm, Teresa. I don't think I've ever felt that in my entire life. That is terrifying to me. It's absolutely terrifying. And thank you to Florian, Steph, and Audra for being here as our moderators. I appreciate you oh so very much. Thank you for keeping this a nice, safe place for us to chat. Hello, AAA said, good morning and good evening here from the Philippines. Woohoo! Tomorrow, we are going to be talking about the ube products from Huda Beauty, speaking of the Philippines, and talk about a little bit about Filipino, not really about Filipino culture, but how Huda is trying to celebrate Filipino culture through her ube collection. That's the top news story for tomorrow for the product report. A says, currently watching your latest vid, and I'm so impressed with the latest video intro and graphics. Love it. Very 2025. Thank you. We are trying to evolve here in this house. We're trying to bring it to the next level, and I feel like getting straighter into the intro of What's Up in Makeup is the way to go, like getting right into as fast as possible. So the intro is only about 30 seconds long, and then we get right into the news, and I personally absolutely love it. I've gone through many intros to What's Up in Makeup, and I think this one is my favorite. So thank you, AA. I appreciate you. Thanks for the shout out on that. Tracy, good morning to you. And if I did not say good morning to you, thank you so much for being here. Very quickly, we have from Chloe, who has been a member for 9 months. Good morning, Chloe. So good to see you. All right. So let us scroll all the way down. Okay. All right. So influencer brands. I feel like the biggest thing that is what influencers need to focus on when they do influencer brands, based on what I've seen, is reaching outside of their audience. I feel like gone are the days where a full brand can survive on just the customer base of an influencer's audience. I feel like that's done. I think that you can make a good small business, a good side business off of just your audience, if your audience is large enough, but you have to reach beyond that. So like, let's say, even if you have, say you have 10 million consistent viewers of your content that are your fans. It's a lot of people. Chances are maybe 3 million of them will be interested in your products from the jump. Maybe 1 million will buy it off the jump. Then you have to keep them. That's the thing. Because once you when you make products, it has to you still have to survive like a regular brand, even if you are relying on your audience. That's what happened to Item Beauty with Addison Rae, in my opinion. I don't know the financials on the back end. All I know is they launched, people were really excited about it, and then it died. It was funded by Ipsy. Ipsy was the parent company, and Item Beauty launched. Lots of hype around the launch. Addison was promoting it a lot. They launched products. I personally really liked everything I tried from Item Beauty. But Addison didn't really seem to be promoting it that much. Like, I didn't see it everywhere. Like, it wasn't like it didn't look like she had her heart behind it. Like, she was just like, let me make a quick buck. That's what it felt like. That it wasn't like she was really trying to promote it and even to her own audience. It was very odd. So if you're not going to even promote it to your own audience, how are you going to reach beyond? And once those million people or whatever have their products, how do you get them to repurchase? Because makeup is one of those things where we slowly go through it. And we don't need to re-up on, like, even if I use a lip gloss every single day, right? How fast am I going to go through that lip gloss if I use it every day? 3 months, 6 months, right? If I buy the whole collection, let's say it's 5 lip glosses, I've got a year's worth of lip gloss. I'm not going to be repurchasing that. So you have to really, as an influencer, I think all brands have to think about, it's not just going to sell itself to your audience. Your audience isn't just going to mindlessly keep purchasing, or else it's going to die. It's going to die. One thing I've noticed about, well, let me go over what you all are saying. And then I want to talk about BK Beauty and what they're doing right. I put them in the thumbnail because I feel like BK Beauty is an example of how to do influencer brands the way they need to be done. We'll talk about it. Someone says, do we think Manny's brand will survive? I think Manny needs to step it up a notch. I think that he needs to take a tip from BK Beauty, and he needs to step it up a notch as far as the promotion, if he really wants it to survive. The question is, does he? Because he has a lot going against him. And we can talk about that. I don't want to get too deep into that right this second, but he has a lot stacked against him right now. And he's going to have to break through a lot and really want it. He's going to have to want it in order for Lunar Beauty to survive. I think it can, but there's definitely some things that are going to need to happen, in my opinion, as an outsider who does not know the back end of his brand. This is just my opinions. Holly says, I feel like over time influencers are less and less trustworthy and people don't believe their hype. I think so too, but this is what confuses me about that, Holly, is that we see the influencers that are the ones that are the shills, the ones that we feel like are the most dishonest, right? Thinking the Michaelas of the world, the people that have the worst reputation. I'm not saying that they are, because I don't know really truly what they're doing behind the scenes. It's the way they've presented themselves, the way the public perceives them. Michaela, James, Glamzilla, who else? Jeffree Star, people that are just known. There's a bunch of, what's her name? I was going to say Matilda, not Matilda. Meredith Duxbury. Like, people that are just known for selling stuff. Jaclyn Hill. They're the, like, known for being not trustworthy, but yet they seem to have the highest sales, which is the weirdest thing to me. And it is like the thing that circles in my brain that I still don't understand. And I think it has to do with charisma. I think it has to do with the Riz. My son was probably cringing if he heard me say Riz. It has to do with the charisma, because they have that it factor that people really like them as a person. They're known for not being trustworthy, yet that they can get the highest sponsorships, get the brand deals, and sell the most stuff I don't get it. So Holly, how you're saying, I feel like over time influencers are less and less trustworthy and people don't believe their hype. I feel like that's true, but I feel like it's only true if you don't have the charisma the way that these big influencers have the charisma, which is really unfair. Because I feel like honest influencers can get lumped into that. But because they don't have that charisma that is so rare, they're lumped in as being less trustworthy when they're actually the most trustworthy. It's really kind of messed up, in my opinion. Jennifer says, I wonder if the full fantasy collection was marked down on Manny said as well. I guess I could look. You could. I don't know. Well, Manny's still rocking, so I don't know. Maybe. Adriana says, I think the thing is longevity of the brand and the quality of the products. The market is so oversaturated, and we as consumers have become way more selective. That's true. And I think that that's a really important factor that you're bringing up, Adriana, is that we have so many choices at this point. We've realized we don't need to support influencers as far as these big influencers that come out with these big brands. We don't need to buy just to support, right? We're buying because we genuinely want the products. But it's like, if we're doing that, there's so many options. So many options. So why am I choosing the influencer brand? Like, what is it about it that's making it stand out? And I think one reason why Lunar Beauty is continuing to do well, I don't know if it's doing well, I shouldn't say that, but continuing to survive is because Manny does put out really good products. I can't deny that. He genuinely does. As much as I despise who Jeffree Star presents himself to be, he's consistently put out good quality products. And a lot of people hold on to that and will buy it just because of that. And they don't care about who he's presented himself to be. So I think when you've got so many consumers that are being selective, it's hard to grow a brand from there. And I think that's why we don't hear about Jeffree Star Cosmetics off of TikTok. Like, when was the last time I heard anybody reviewing his products? It's been years. So many years. Like, nobody I know reviews his products, but he's over on TikTok pushing and hustling because he's trying to hit that new audience, which is really smart. Anna says, do we think influencer brands being included in beauty boxes will help them survive? I see Manny and Ipsy. I think beauty boxes are dying. I honestly do. I feel like there just isn't as big of an audience for beauty boxes, but it is a way to reach outside of your core people. So I do think that it's smart. But is that beauty? How big is the beauty box industry really right now? I don't know. JK, we're going to get into this. Do you think influencer brands that are backed by larger companies are more stable? Absolutely, 100%. And I want to talk about that. But before we do, I do want to talk about BK Beauty. Because I read somewhere that BK Beauty is one of the most purchased makeup brands on TikTok, which, of course, if TikTok goes away, that's going to hurt them significantly. But Lisa J, who owns BK Beauty, is not a huge influencer. She's not a Jaclyn Hill. So why is Lisa's brand doing so well and other brands that are influencer brands are not? And I think it's because Lisa's so good at marketing. She's so good at getting her brand into the hands of people who have large audiences. She's also just very charming. She's very sweet. I've met her in person. I met her at a Creators and Friends event. She is the sweetest person. She's very just chill. Like, she's like, I can see her being like somebody I would have worked with when I was waiting tables. You know what I mean? Like, she's so just chill. And she's got this professionalism, but also a fun vibe to her. And she creates like a fun workplace where her employees, you can tell, are having a good time. So when they show up on TikTok, it's very appealing. And I feel like she has done an amazing job of reaching out beyond her audience, which is fantastic. I also believe that part of it is that Lisa isn't doing this on her own. Her husband has business experience. I don't know exactly what his experience is, but I do know he is an integral part of the brand and that they partner and do it together. And I think that that has been, why is my phone going off? Oh, it's my brother. I texted him something earlier. Um, I think that that if you're not doing it on your own and you can work together on business things, that is a significant advantage. That is a significant advantage. Well, and it has nothing to do, like, I know people are like, well, because of a man helping her. No, it's just that there's another person that can handle some of the other things is a huge deal. It's a huge deal. So for Manny's parents do a lot for his brand. They're like basically his employees. Um, they do a lot behind the scenes to help him keep his brand going. And without that, like if you're trying to like legit do it on your own, like you can't. You absolutely can't. And that's where I wanted to touch on the incubator brands and a big parent company that's helping you with it. I think it really is that partnership between the two. 100% it's a partnership between the two. You have to have the influencer on board or you'll die, like Item Beauty by Addison Rae. And you have to have the brand on board. It can't just be the influencer pushing. It has to be the brand too, AKA Jaclyn Cosmetics. I feel like with Jaclyn Cosmetics that they both kind of dropped the bag on that one because Jaclyn was going through her ish and she dropped the ball on, she said this publicly, on doing like all she was doing was kind of mildly helping with the development of the product and was kind of hoping that Forma would just autopilot for her, right? But then Forma changed hands and what's her name was her bae over there, right? What's her name? Lisa. Is it Lisa? That doesn't feel right. Anyway, the chick over at Morphe, Linda, let's call her Lisa. Linda was her bae. Linda leaves, and now she's stuck with these corporate people who don't get her vibe, and aren't going to push her brand because sales are down, because she's not pushing it the way she should be. And it died because the brand didn't see the vision, you know? So you have to have that partnership. And I think a good example of this seems to be Revi Beauty. Also, One Size by Patrick Starr. Those two brands seem to get each other, where you've got Luxury Brand Partners, who is the money and the push behind One Size, and you've got Patrick Starr, who is all about his brand, right? The two of them working together, like it's like magical with One Size, right? Same thing with Revi. Revi, I feel like if they're going to survive, they're going to need to reach outside Allie's audience. I don't know if they've gotten outside of Allie's audience yet. I'm hoping they do because I'm rooting for Revi to do well. But they've got to get outside of Allie's audience. Allie's got a nice core group of people. Don't get me wrong. She's got really good products. Lip products are great, but she's got to get outside. Patrick, I think, is the perfect example, like with BK Beauty, of that. Well, but instead with a parent company pushing the brand, right? They're really working harmoniously together. Patrick gets it, Luxury Brand Partners get it, and they're working like in tandem to push this brand. And they're doing amazing. When the setting spray started taking off, they pushed that setting spray. They got it in front of as many people as they could. Once they realized they had something, they pushed it. And was it Rihanna that used it on stage, or was it, I think it was Rihanna that had used it on stage or something? And was it the Super Bowl? I'm spacing out. They promoted the crap out of it. They did not let that moment go. They weren't humble about it, which was so smart. Like, promote it, yell it from the rooftops when you've got something that people love. Yell it from the rooftops. Make sure everybody knows that this is the best setting spray that exists. And the thing is that product seems to live up to the hype. When people purchase the One Size setting spray, I've never heard of somebody that doesn't like that setting spray. I don't use setting spray, so I can't speak to it. However, everybody I've talked to loves that setting spray. My friend Kelsey Brianna J, loves that setting spray. Kelsey says it's amazing. It's amazing to me. I believe it. So, Beyonce. I'm sorry. It was Beyonce. You're right. I don't know why I said Rihanna. It was Beyonce. I can picture her. What is wrong with me? It is Beyonce. Thank y'all so much. Getting my people mixed up. Now that Beyonce has a beauty brand, Jody says, did Allie Glines ever do anything other than those makeup bags? Yes, there are lipsticks. The lipsticks are actually really nice. Let me see if I can find one real quick. If I can't find it instantly, I won't show you. Nope, can't find it instantly. Is this one? This is one. I found one. Okay, so these are the Ravi Beauty lipsticks. And I did purchase these. I am not on her PR. I think Allie knows who I am, but we're not like friends or anything. So there's a lipstick. Bloop. If you're just listening, it's just like a very light mauvey, like rose kind of color. They're very balmy, but they have some nice tint to them. I'll put this one on. I'm already wearing lip product, but they're so comfortable because they're like a balm with tint. They're very, very nice. My only thing is that there's not a lot of product in here. They're very thin. But when was the last time I went through a lip product anyway? So it doesn't bother me that much. But I mean, they're very comfortable. They're very, very nice. They feel great on the lips. Let me see what else y'all are saying. I'm still like, I keep getting cold. Like I'm getting this cold goes away and then I get another one. What's going on? Oh, and then baked blushes. You're absolutely right. Dog Walker 97. She does have baked blushes as well. And a lip mask, Jessica says. I did not know about the lip mask, but I did know about the baked blushes. Thank you so much. Okay. Lou says in Germany, influencer Dahatis Schmidt, who recently rebranded her makeup brand. She launched a refillable lipstick for 70 euros. Oh my gosh. But it seems her brand is not as strong as she thought it would be to justify $70. Yeah, I mean, I feel like Lisa Eldridge is kind of what we have that's comparable to that. And Lisa, I feel like I hope that she's doing well because her lipsticks are really nice too. They're like velvety. Do I have one of those? I do. No, that's Hindash. Where's my Lisa Eldridge? I have Lisa Eldridge lipsticks. This is Hindash. Where's this? Yeah. Hindash, I feel like needs to reach outside his audience too. He makes really good stuff too. But Lisa Eldridge, I feel like is comparable. But her stuff is so nice. Like the packaging feels luxury. Like she understands. She understood the assignment and she executed. I would love to see her grow more though. Genuinely, I would love to. The only reason why I own Lisa Eldridge lipsticks is because I was hanging out with Michelle Wong, not Lab Muffin Beauty Science, but the luxury beauty reviewer, Michelle Wong. I was hanging out with her and the original Lisa Eldridge lipsticks launched and she was buying some. So not peer pressure, but because she was buying some, I was like, I'll buy some too. Because I wanted to be cool like Michelle. So that's why I have Lisa Eldridge lipsticks. I honestly haven't used them a while, but they're very velvety. They're very, very nice. So anyway, back to what we were saying about having an incubator. I feel like with Ravi, that's definitely was very smart of Allie to go with her incubator. What are they called? I can't remember. But I think one of the reasons why like Laura and Manny, they've taken a harder road and Marlena too, because without a parent company, you have to wear all of the hats and all of the responsibility falls on you. But the problem is when you hire somebody that you have to be able to trust them to do all of the things. And you're also investing, like you're giving them some of your money. So it's really a gamble. You know, when you have a parent company, if they drop the ball, like the way that the new owners of Morphe dropped the ball on Jaclyn Cosmetics, then you're screwed. You're absolutely screwed. Like you're like basically putting your heart into the hands of somebody else and you have to trust them. But when it works, like with Patrick Starr, it works and it can be a beautiful relationship. It's just finding that person. Because it's so hard to do all of the things, managing the inventory, managing the warehouses, managing what packaging and the suppliers and the all of the things. There's so many things beyond just the design of the makeup, which is the fun part, which is what I feel like the influencer is the best at. How can you know all of those things? Like how to do all of that stuff? Like how much time is invested in figuring out how to do all that stuff? So if you don't have anybody supporting you, it's going to be a really, really, really hard road. It's going to be a really hard road. So, all right, let's take a little bit of a break. I do have lots more that I want to say though. So let's take a little bit of a break because I want to talk about Lunar Beauty. And yeah, let's talk about what's on my face today, and we'll open up this and see what's inside because it's fun. All right, on my face today, very, very simple. I used today this e.l.f. quad that I bought. This is it's a bite-sized eyeshadow, and I Love You a Latte. I just use that as my my crease shade. And then I really do think Lit Glitter has an opportunity to be huge. I feel like 2025 could be the year that Lit comes back, but they have to make that choice and they have to get out there in front of customers because I bet a lot of you didn't even know Lit's even still in business, but they are. I feel like this is the year of single shadows, single glowy shadows. This one is in, what's the shade on this? This is Champagne Wishes. And it's just this glittery beautifulness. Lit could totally come back this year. I don't think they will because I don't think that they're getting in front of enough people. But I really wish that they would come back because they could hit this like one and done eyeshadow trend hard and they could crush it. Crossing my fingers for them. Also on my eyes, I use ColourPop eyeliner. This was PR. This is called Revenge. And it is from one of the the Naruto collection. It's from the Naruto collection. And then on my cheeks today I started with this Jones Road in the bronzer. It wasn't doing it for me. It wasn't enough. I had to jump in to the ColourPop. This is Cutesy Wootsy. This was from their Valentine's Day collection. I want to say last year. And it is just this bright, bright blush. And it brought my face to life. I looked like I was dying until I put that on. I'm like, okay, we're good now. And then this is also, so that was PR. This is also, Jones Road is, I can't remember if it was PR I purchased some, I PR'd some, I got some in PR, I don't know. The Little Mermaid collection from Sigma, this is PR. This was the lip cream that was in the collection that I covered up with the Revi Beauty product. All right. Lit Glitter Rocker Girl says, is it camera ready cosmetics? That's cool. Very cool. I 100% am rooting for them. I want to see, I don't know what they're doing over there. Like, how are they still surviving without like marketing? Like, I see them over on TikTok some, but not enough. Like, we need more because they could totally crush it. Yeah, Nia Lee says, OMG, major throwback to Lit. I absolutely agree with people wanting to play more with makeup. Yeah, and like a single shadow, if they can get the single shadow to come back, the industry is in trouble. Everybody's going to be duping Lit. They have it. They already have all of them. They just have to get them out there for people to see them. All right, let's see what I got. So this is how these things come. If you haven't seen these, they come in these little packs. I've been holding on to these since they came out. All right, I got a little e.l.f. Halo Glow powder puff. These things are so stupid. Why did I buy this? I don't know. All right, I got a Halo Glow powder puff. Let's see what else we got. Yeah, Tina says, bring on the single shadows. I know, right? And I got, oh, this is cute. This is, what brand is this? Truly. See, this is the problem when your eyeballs start failing. It's this product. I can't read it. It's this one. But it's cute. This is Orbs. I forget what this is. I can't read that. Can you read that? I don't know what that says. It's like rainbow inside. And they do open up and you can see the little product inside. They're so cute. So stupid. Why did I buy this? I don't know. Okay, I got another e.l.f. This is their Glow Revive lip oil. I like little things. They are cute. They are cute. Is it worth $10? No. Okay, and I got one more. Two more. Truly. What are these? Zit stickers? What the heck are these things? I don't know what these are. They're so stupid. Oh my gosh. It says hashtag love your imperfections. I think they're zit stickers. So dumb. All right, last one. Erosion says it's those lotion tub things. What is this? Okay, this is, what the heck? Glow stick. Is this Supergoop? Supergoop glow stick. They're so dumb. Why did I do this? $10. $10. It's for the experience. It's like a lottery ticket where you know you're going to get something super lame. So that's what I got. I forgot my trash can's not down here. Hold on. Okay. That's what I got. $10. There it is. Woo. Was that fun? Should we open another one next week? Because I have more. One of them is Phoenix's, but I have one more, and the other one's Phoenix's. I did buy them one. Maybe we'll open the next one next week. Yeah, Stacy says, where's Stacy? I lost Stacy. Oh, I lost. Hold on a minute. Where'd Stacy go? Stacy keeps rolling away. There she is. You bought them because sometimes you just need to have a laugh. Yeah, that's true. I don't know if it was worth $10. Oh, Audra's here. Hi, Audra. Yeah, I don't know what you guys are talking about, but hi, Audra. Okay, so now that we're talking about that. Okay, so let's talk about Lunar Beauty. I feel like Manny has got to get outside of his audience. He is working against so many things in that I don't know how popular he is on TikTok and Instagram, but I know his views on YouTube have gone down significantly. He's got to figure out how he's going to get outside of his people to sell his products, because honestly, the Lunar Beauty stuff is really good. The lip products are good. The eyeshadows are good. It's really good stuff. But the advertising is lacking, in my opinion. You can't just rely on promoting on your own Instagram. Like, who is he sending PR to? Is he getting on TikTok Shop? Is he doing Instagram Reels? It's like he's not putting he's not pushing it out enough. Like it's too here. And I'm not saying it's easy, because it's not. But he's got to get it out there further beyond his audience if he wants Lunar Beauty to survive. And I know that's easier said than done. I'm just a mom in my basement. But I feel like his reach is much smaller than it used to be. And some of these kids don't even know who Manny is. He's got to get out of his audience. That's just my opinion. Hi, Tish. Tish says, Lunar Beauty feels like Tarte to me. The products are good, but even though they are different collections, they all feel the same to me. That's a really good point. I do feel like Manny is more creative than Tarte, but yeah, I feel like the collections do feel a little bit repetitive for him. And that's why he's got to get out of his audience, because what Tarte does is they get out of their own bubble. So new people discover the boringness of Tarte, but it's new to them, so they can sell it. And Manny's, to my knowledge, just isn't doing that. I think we had a new member earlier that I missed, but Millennial Mama, thank you for becoming a member. And there was one up higher that I think I missed that I meant to go back to, and it'll show up right green. There you go, Carmen. Thank you, Carmen, for becoming a member. I appreciate you. Yeah, Get Ready With Me Girl Style says, I haven't tried anything from Lunar, honestly, because of his color stories. Interesting. Yeah, I mean, so what is it about the color stories? Is it that they're too boring? Or it's just not hidden in the right place? Is it just not hitting? Maybe that's it. Yeah, you remind me of the crepe. Says Tarte sends iPads and Hermes bracelets too. Yeah. And who did I hear talking about this? I can't remember. I heard somebody talking about like why brand, maybe it was Laura. in her video, why brands are sending out that kind of PR. I think it was, and it's because of it's bribery. Straight up, it's bribery. It is a way to create a positive feeling with a brand in order to get them to get the influencer who has a strong reach and has the ability to sell, has that charisma to speak positively about the brand, even when they're not being paid. And the one thing to remember too is that these big influencers may get $10,000-$20,000 for one sponsorship. Like it's wild. But if you think about how much a commercial costs on a television, it's comparable. It's actually a lot less. Like I remember back in the 90s, I was on a game show. This is bringing it real back. I should show it to you sometime because there is a VHS tape evidence of me being on this game show on public access TV. And I was the co-host. I was like the Vanna White. I was like 18, 19. And the advertising on that show, I remember being like $1,000, something like that, in 1997 on public access. We had probably 100 viewers of that show. Think about how much advertising in magazines costs, right? Advertising just a regular television program. I don't know how much it costs. Let me look. Let's Google it. Let's get some facts here. How much is advertising on a TV show? I don't know. It says the cost, this is AI, so who knows how accurate it is. The cost of advertising on a TV show can vary widely depending on the network, time slot, show popularity, and ad length, but generally a 30-second spot on a major national network during prime time can cost anywhere from hundreds of thousands to millions of dollars. For local TV stations, it could be a few hundred to several $1,000s for a 30-second ad. So think about the reach of these people. Matilda Durf, who we talked about today, a video of her literally doing this, pulling her hair up and putting a clip in her hair, got like 4 million views. And this isn't purchases. This is like when you advertise something on a television, that doesn't mean that all those people are going to purchase. What's your ROI on a television ad? We don't know. What's the ROI on a magazine ad? We don't really know. Like it's hard to track because it's like what came from that magazine ad. What's the ROI on Matilda promoting Scunchie or whatever for her hair clip, whatever it may be? We don't really know. But getting in front of that many eyes is advertisement that hopefully will create brand recognition, which will give credibility to the brand. It'll give a positive feeling because people like the influencer, and then they will then purchase from the brand in the future. That's what these brands are paying for with these Hermes bags, with these lavish trips, and with all of this stuff, is that they're trying to get that positive advertising. So that's really what it's all about. And people get upset about influencers getting, like, I've never gotten a gift like that. The coolest thing I ever got from a brand was from Ofra Cosmetics for Christmas. I got a Harry and David tower, like one of the big ones, like the big, really nice ones. And I freaked the F out, and I was so excited. That is the best thing I've ever gotten from a brand. I've gotten flowers for my birthday. I think also from Ofra. But like, I don't get any, like, because I don't have the pool like that. And I'm not mad at people who get it. Like, get your bag. Like, get your Hermes bag. Like, I get it. I understand. Right? Audra says, the reality is a lot of us have been into beauty for a long time. We have palettes on top of palettes. I think a lot of us are playing with what we have. Oh, absolutely. 100%. Absolutely. Absolutely. And I think that that's decreasing sales. 100%. But as far as influencers getting these bags and things, that's what it's all about. And if there's an influencer brand that wants to get in the hands of these other influencers who have pull, that may be something that they would want to consider.
I would love to see collaborations come back, like video collaborations where you've got, Patrick Starr hanging out with this person or that person, or Ali Glines hanging out with this person or that person, and they're talking about the products. Like, I think that that would be really smart, and I would love to see more of that happening. I think that would be super cool. Interesting. Fem Dandy says there's been some brands mentioned today that I knew of but didn't realize they were associated with influencers. So maybe the key is to not make the brand inextricably linked with the public persona. Fem Dandy, I agree with you 100% on that. Absolutely. I think that, like BK Beauty, did we know that Lisa J is the face of BK Beauty, is the owner of BK Beauty, is the one that started it? I did, but I don't know if everybody does. BK Beauty is everywhere. There's brushes everywhere, and they're good brushes. They're good quality brushes. And Lisa did the collab with Nikki LaRose, and Nikki LaRose is very popular, and they filmed videos together and did all that. I think that's so, so smart. Really, really smart. And I think it's fun to see influencers that we watch separately come together and do content together. I think that it's personally fun, but we haven't really seen that a whole lot in recent years. And I don't know if that would help for some of these influencer brands to do well, but I don't think it could hurt. I don't think it would hurt. The only problem is if that influencer they collab with, aka Matilda Turf, if the influencer they collab with ends up getting themselves in drama, like for example with Rhode Beauty and Matilda, I don't think that's going to hurt Rhode Beauty at all because her drama happened. If you don't know what's going on with Matilda Turf, you don't know who she is. I talked about it in What's Up with Makeup today. Basically, it came out that she's a terrible, mean boss. Like she's horrible, like really horrible, and has like seems to have no clue that she was being horrible, which is really weird to me. But the stories in What's Up in Makeup today. Anyway, so she did this collab with Rhode, and people are like demanding that Rhode drop the collab. It was limited edition anyway. So, I mean, it was candy cane lip gloss for holidays. It's gone anyway. So I think that that's probably the smartest thing is to make an influencer collab limited edition, just in case something happens. But I don't think that it's a bad idea for influencers more to collaborate with each other. I mean, Laura and Manny cross promoted through their collab, and that seemed to do pretty well. So I don't know. We'll just have to see. But I would love to see more influencer brands come to the forefront, but I think that it's harder now than ever to grow a brand, period. And I think influencers sometimes rely too much on their own audience without trying to reach that wide, put out that wider net to people outside and let the product speak for itself. When the product's amazing, let people find it that are not part of your audience. The problem is when the brand quality is not good and people realize it and it's just your audience buying products that are not good. I'm trying to think of a brand example of that where an influencer has products that are not of high quality and it ends up dying. Because even Jaclyn Cosmetics, they had good products from what I remember, except for the liquid lipsticks. I did not like them. That's the only Jaclyn Cosmetic product that I bought was the liquid lipsticks, and I hated them. But a lot of people really love them. Interesting. So Christiane says, unpopular opinion, I was not impressed with BK Beauty brushes, but I have to give it to Lisa J. She does an excellent marketing of her brand with influencers. Okay, all right, fair. I love my BK Beauty brushes, so I can't speak to it, but yeah, I mean, are they I feel like for me, they compare it as Sigma quality, which is what I, grew up using, is Sigma brushes, and I really like both of them. I use them interchangeably. You know who also really had good brushes was Laura Lee Los Angeles. I actually really liked her brushes. Manny has some good brushes over there. But I have to say, I do like the BK Beauty and the Sigma brushes better than the Laura Lee and the Manny ones, to be 100%. But they are good brushes too. They're good brushes too. Oh my gosh. I pulled out yesterday, you'll see in the product report, I pulled out an AOA brush. There really my point, I ended up throwing it because it was like a dollar brush. It was terrible. There really is a difference when you use a brush that's like a good brush versus a not good brush. There really is a difference. So, your tools that you use really, the way that they apply things really makes a difference. And I don't think that people spend enough time like really thinking about, is this brush actually working for me? So yeah, so if BK Beauties aren't doing it, BK Beauty brushes aren't doing it for you, then definitely don't buy them. I really like it. What do you use though? Because I'd be curious what does work for you. I would be very curious. My voice is cracking so bad. Yes, I love this too. Nicole says, I think that I like the three-way collab between Blend Bunny, Linds, and Glisten. A win-win-win all the way around. Yeah, oh, absolutely. That was really smart to have all three of them together. But did it reach outside of their customer, out of their bubbles? I don't think so. I don't think so. I think if a brand really wants to grow, it's got to reach outside. And also with these indie brands, like, okay, so where is it? Tomorrow we'll talk about this too. Gourmand Girls Frozen Kiss. This palette, dude. Gourmand Girls, like their palettes are, this is PR. Their palettes are so freaking good. They're so good. Like there's magic happening in this dang palette. This one from last year, I use this all the time, the Silent Night palette. This is so good. So freaking good. The this one is not my jam because it's too bright and I never use it. But this is Nueva Vida. This, I never use it. However, if you like this stuff, so good. But Gourmand Girls is not reaching outside of their bubble. They have got to get outside of the indie beauty space if they truly want to blow up. And I think they can. I absolutely think they can. I would love to see Cleona. I would love to see Gourmand Girls. I would love to see Bella Beauty Bar. And who were we just talking about a second ago? That one, the one we were talking about a second ago. Blend Bunny. I would love to see them come out with quads that are single, they're meant for single use, that are meant for just one and done eyeshadows. Like that's the purpose. I would love to see one of them jump on that because I think they could crush it. Absolutely crush it. I feel like those are the standout indie beauty brands for me personally. And I would love to see them crush it. Who else? There's other ones too, I'm sure. Can't think of them. But I think I really do think that the key is getting outside of your bubble. And it's really hard to do. I'm not saying it's easy. It's really hard to do. But I think TikTok is a fantastic way to do that. And if we don't lose it, I think it's a platform. Excuse me. It's a platform to really grow. Extra says, I tried Gourmand Girls and OMG, they are amazing. They quickly went to the top of my using it now pile. Oh, so easy to use. That's the thing, is they're unique shades, which is really hard to do. And they're easy to use. Fantasy Cosmetica is another one doing an amazing job. Oh, absolutely. Including perfumes and candles that follow the vibe, which is so smart. It's something different. Julie says quads I would love more than quads. Big eyeshadow palettes are just a big no for me. I have no room to store them. Yeah. And I think that if you create something that people are just going to continue to reach for, something that's easy, fast, easy, and looks beautiful, you've got it. You've got it, right? Yeah, and the cost of the indie release, I don't know if that's what you're talking about, Lori. Lori says the indie releases are too much now too. The cost has gone up tremendously on indie beauty releases because I'm sure their costs are going up ridiculously. Rowan says, I love Unearthly and Cosmic Brushes. Beauty, not sure the correct name. I've never tried Cosmic Brushes, but Unearthly I have very much enjoyed as well. So, oh no, the Frozen Kiss palette is sold out. No way. Really? That's what I get for, see, just in my mind, it's all because of me. It's because I used it in the video tomorrow. It's sold out because of me. Because of the video I haven't even launched yet. Interesting. Christiane says, speaking of TikTok, Makeup Forever is killing it on TikTok. See, that's smart. That's smart. Because if Makeup Forever can position themselves as being makeup artist products that can be used by the everyday consumer, then they will do much, much better. The problem with Makeup Forever is that they have really relied on, this is for makeup artists. Okay, you can't be in our club. That's at least the way that I've felt about them for years. That's just my personal perception. That may just be all in my head. It could very well be all in my head. But I have this like thing in my head that Makeup Forever just isn't for me because I'm not a makeup artist, even though they're sold in mass. I don't know. But that's great to know that they're doing well on TikTok. That's great. Cynthia, Dior brushes feel like dollar quality. I wouldn't be surprised if they are, honestly. I would not be surprised if they are. The first Dior palette I bought, I think I've told this story before. The first Dior palette that I bought it when I was living in my teeny tiny house. I was, not paycheck to paycheck, but pretty darn close to it. My YouTube channel was really small. I was still teaching. And I was like, I am going to, for Christmas, get the Dior Christmas palette. It was like $90 maybe even more than that. I don't even remember. It was a lot. It was really expensive. It was terrible. It wasn't even that it was bad. It was terrible. I returned it. It was awful. And after that, I was like, I am never buying from Dior ever again. Even though I know they're very popular for their lip oils and all of that. Like, it made me so mad because I was literally like, so could not afford. Like, that was like my big purchase. That was like what I was purchasing for like the next 2 months was just this one palette. And it was so bad. I'm so thankful that I returned it and I was able to do that because that's when it was like the wizard, the man behind the curtain was revealed. And it's like, just because something costs a lot and is really pretty does not mean that it is of high quality or good in any way. And that was when I realized that in real life, in real time. This was probably 2013. It was not good. Maybe 2014. So I would not be surprised, Cynthia, if they are actually dollar quality. Highland Eggs, Lynette says palettes are out right now, even though I never cared for it. Yeah, I feel like, and I talk about this, I'm ruining the product report for tomorrow. I kind of talk about that in the product report for tomorrow about eyeshadow palettes. And I never thought that eyeshadow palettes would be quote unquote out. But it's just they're not like they used to be. It used to be eyeshadow palettes all the time. Like that was the thing. Not anymore. Not anymore. Roya, Happy New Year to you. Thank you for being a member for 44 months. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Interesting. Danny says, Dior palettes never work for me, but the blushes and highlights are nice. Too expensive, but nice. Yeah. And I'm not saying all Dior stuff is bad because I've literally never tried anything since then because they made me upset. 11 years ago, they hurt me. 11 years ago, they did me wrong, and therefore they shall never be forgiven. Not at that price point anyway. But anyway, we only have a couple minutes left. So let's just wrap up this influencer thing. Really what it comes down to for me with influencer brands is having that support either within your family like Manny has or business-wise, making sure that you somehow hire the right people because hiring the wrong people is not good. Hiring the right people and having a support system in handling and delegating tasks because an influencer can't do everything. And getting beyond your audience. Those are the two big major things. And getting your product into the hands of people with charisma or creating that charisma yourself, creating those ad campaigns that have that thing that you'll remember, right? That people will remember. That's how e.l.f. is crushing it. Not that influencers will probably be able to create commercials like e.l.f., but maybe you could. It doesn't have to be high performance in order to be catchy. That's the thing about now is that you don't have to have a high production value in order to be catchy and interesting and memorable. Like I'm thinking about the Charlotte Tilbury ads that they've put so much money into, the one that was like a game show. It was so lame. It was so lame. I'm sure they put so much money, so much time. They built a set and they had the filming, everything, but it just wasn't interesting. It was like, what? If they had done a quarter of that production value and actually made it interesting, like where it was actually catchy, then that would have been so much better. So I feel like influencers can create eye-catching, memorable ad campaigns for their products without having to hardly spend any money at all. But it's thinking of that idea. That's the hard part. That's the hardest thing. But some of these people are really smart, like really, really smart. I think that they can do it, but focusing on that and making that be a thing. And I do think the most important thing is reaching outside of your people, because there's millions and millions, hundreds of millions of people out there that could possibly be customers. And I think too many influencers for too long relied on their own audiences for their sales. That's what I think happened. Julie says, I think you're absolutely correct, but I think as our older palettes go out of expiration, we will buy palettes again. Everything old is new again. Very true, Julie. Very, very true. And we'll end on that. Thank you all so much for being here for live chat. Next week, we'll have another live chat. Tomorrow, we will have the What's in Makeup product report. Hopefully, you were able to catch What's in Makeup top news today. It's a very good one. This coming Friday, there will not be a video because I'm still working on part 2 of The Ordinary. I will be working very hard on that this week. So hopefully that will be up next Friday. What's Up in Makeup will be normal. The next time where we will not have, let me look on my phone. I always do this on my calendar on here, and I really need to be on my phone. Okay, so the next time we will not have What's Up in Makeup is the last weekend in January, because I'm going on a trip with my son. So last weekend in January, first weekend in February, no content. But way before that, The Ordinary part 2 is going to come out, and you're going to want to see that one because it is a wild ride, y'all. So have a wonderful week. Mad love to you, and stay safe, stay warm, and I will see you soon. Bye.